Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about Funding Talent. Now, as we know, they've now gone bust. They've obviously completely shut up shop. But I want to take a look at some of the positives that they've actually managed to have an effect on the prop trading industry over the past sort of 18 months since when they launched. Now, I think it'd be really easy just to get very negative on Funding Talent and just go after them and just call them out as a big scam company. But I think when they started, it was all with good intentions. And if you look at the history of their development, everyone was calling them out as the #1 prop firm, the best prop firm to trade with. So obviously a lot of people were necessarily duped into thinking that, or they actually had real good evidence that they were great to trade with, they gave great customer service, they paid out on time, and they made good payments to a lot of people. And I know a lot of people have made a lot of money through Funding Talent over the past year. But I think the whole thing started to unravel about May 2021, when the founder of the company actually came out and admitted that they funded their business through the failed accounts. Now, as soon as you start to get that negativity and that reputation that you're actually just fleecing people, then you're not going to get the same number of people signing up, because you just feel that you're being taken for a ride and you're expected to fail because the rules are stacked against you, which in most cases that's still true. But I think a lot of people then stopped signing up to Funding Talent around about May. Obviously that had a knock-on effect. They had a lot of negative impact when their servers went down, their sites got hacked, or threats and cybersecurity attacks. And obviously then from that point where they really struggled to pay people out, they switched all over to their edge funding, and it just didn't work. And obviously people just fled like crazy, which I would do too. But what are the good things that they did? How did they shake up the prop industry, and what can we learn from it? So when I signed up with them September 2020, that was just on their Flex account. That was literally just with a small account, and you got paid on the virtual profits you were making. And as you go through and building up your elite account, as it was later called, you still got payouts. And those were bi-weekly payouts. And at the time, that was unheard of, to be able to get paid fortnightly, regardless of what profits you've made. They literally were just giving you a payout on a demo account. That's fantastic. And you look at that now, it's only, again, almost a year later that prop firms, the big ones, are now actually doing bi-weekly payouts. And that's now becoming the standard. So when they launched their challenge mode, they came in at a quite aggressive stance. They came in at an 80% profit split for traders. And again, rewinding the clock back, I know it's hard to do because we always forget what it was like at that particular time. The best one at the time was FTMO, and that's giving a 70% profit split. And you look at some of the other prop firms, they were only giving 50%. So again, to come in an 80-20 profit split, again, was huge at the time. And that has now become the norm. If you look through, as when Blue Edge launched a few months ago, they said they were industry standard at 70% profit split. And very quickly they had to change that and become an 80%, because the rest of the industry had moved on so much in that time that although 70 was good, 80 is much better. And we're now seeing 85 or even 90% profit splits. I also believe Funding Talent were the first to do crypto payouts. And I had a few crypto payouts on my elite account with them, and it was great. Basically you send your wallet address and you got the Bitcoin within a number of hours. And I thought that was a great way of doing it. And that actually works for a lot of traders. And again, a year later, we are now seeing the rest of the prop firm industry catch up. And only now in, was it December of 2021, we're now seeing crypto payouts from the bigger industry standards, like the prop trading are just now launching crypto payments. So Funding Talent were also the first real big ones to actually say you're allowed to trade news and hold trades over the weekends. Again, we've come to accept that as standard now. But again, going back over a year, that wasn't. If we were trading with FTMO, then you couldn't do either of those things. And obviously FTMO have changed that now. You've got a swing account where you can trade news and hold over the weekend. But again, Funding Talent did it with everything. You could just do whatever you wanted, trade how you wanted. And that could have been their downfall. They could have actually given too much in favor of the traders, and therefore the traders were just too successful. So I think the downfall of Funding Talent really has sent a lot of ripples through the prop industry. And I'm sure a lot of the prop firms, whether established or new ones, are going to be looking at how they actually do their funding model and how they actually pay out their traders. Are they relying on people failing the challenge? They will take that payment and give it to the successful people. Or are they really having to back traders, really trying to find additional funding to be able to give them live accounts and allow them to trade that and obviously take the profit splits? Now, a lot of prop firms come out and say, yes, we do give you a live, fully funded account, but we're still trading on a demo to replicate those trades across. I can't say 100% of that is certain. I like to believe that, but until you actually look out behind the scenes and see how these prop firms actually run and get their income, you can't say. And I'm sure they're still working on the fact that a lot of people will fail these things. It's just facts and statistics. We know that 90% of people get into trading lose their money. And we also know that people doing the challenges, whether it's in the first phase or the verification phase, will go through at some point and violate the rules. It's so easy to do. And I know I've done it on many occasions, whether it's on the challenge phase or verification phase. I've had failures and had to go back and pay for challenges again. And therefore that just gives more money to the prop firms to be able to pay the successful traders. But anytime there's a failure in a business, it's replicated across multiple similar businesses. If you go back to the financial crash in 2008, where we saw all the banks really caught up in the subprime lending and the mortgages, they had to go through and do complete stress testing on all of their banks. Now, some of the big banks did fail, but the rest of them had to learn from that and put in additional protocols and safety measures so that if it ever happened again, therefore they're covered. If you look at some of the big brokering companies, we see rogue traders coming out and losing $1 billion on trades. They've now learned from that, had to put in other protocols and procedures to stop people being able to place massive trades. And I really do hope that the rest of the prop firms out there learn from the demise of Funding Talent and put those procedures in place so that it doesn't happen again. Because as traders and as funded traders, we put a lot of trust and faith in these guys to be able to back the promises. And I really do hope that going forward for the next year, 5 years, 10 years, these companies are around and able to fund traders going forward, because it is life-changing money you can earn from these challenges. So I hope you've enjoyed my slightly different take on the demise of Funding Talent, and it gives a different perspective on how the industry is moving forwards. But as always, I'll see you again next video, and take it easy. Cheers.